Happy Sunday. This video is going to be all about SoFi. So if you are a SoFi fan, oh boy, this video is going to be for you. Hope everyone is doing well here. If you enjoyed today's episode, definitely smash the like button and subscribe for more, because there is so much drama around. So people are losing their minds, and I am having a luxurious weekend right now. I got my Darth Vader old t-shirt on. I'm probably going to end up watching Return of the Jedi later today. But I'm having a great weekend, and so many SoFi shareholders are falling off a cliff with insanity. The vast majority are really running around putting out fires because we remember why we bought into such a great company. And it's really all the people that just keep forgetting what their game plan is, that they're causing a whole bunch of fires. Or maybe they're just here for a quick buck, which is really not something you should be doing when you're investing. Obviously, if you are looking to trade SoFi, that's a different story. Me, I'm a long-term investor, been buying SoFi since February of 2024. I have a massive position. My last video on Friday was talking all about SoFi. So this is another SoFi video. Let's get right started here, shall we? So this image up on the screen right here is actually my main YouTube channel. I run other YouTube channels here on YouTube. I just haven't advertised this YouTube channel just yet. But I am a video game nerd. I've actually been on YouTube for 17 years, been video making on YouTube since, May of 2008. And I posted this video a couple months ago, U.S. Marine reverses kidney disease, PKD1. I started making videos on this YouTube channel under a alias back on March 12th, 2024. And I was using a different name because I was going to go ahead and advertise it eventually on my main channel. But I went in for a unexpected MRI the end of May 2024, a couple months later after March, when I started making videos on this channel. And had some pretty bad news. Got told that I have a very rare form of kidney disease. It's not chronic kidney disease. It's where cysts grow on your kidneys. And the way they grow is literally by you eating factory-made food that is high in sodium, and also eating ice cream, energy drinks, alcohol. Never been a smoker, but I have been a alcoholic tendency. I was just drinking, eating way too much sugar. I have a military background. I did a little bit over 15 years in the Marine Corps. Had a very bad gym injury, ended up going out the medical route, medically retired, separated. 2.5 years after my retirement, yeah, I literally got told that I was going to be in kidney failure in my mid-40s. Obviously, that's not the case anymore. I could look at kidney failure in my 70s, or maybe it could never happen. Because as long as I don't eat sugar and I don't let my body become obese, I'm not going to have a problem. But why am I sharing this information? Because what I did was a holistic approach. I've always been an extreme athlete my entire life, and I ended up exercising once I got done with the military, and I changed my diet to a fake food diet, and my body just had a bunch of consequences. It's all been reversed. It took me 17 months to actually reverse all my issues. I'm on like month number 20 now, and I feel amazing. I don't drink alcohol anymore. It's not bad at all. Morning water cheers. A lot of times in life, you have to zoom out of your problems, and that's what I chose to do. I zoomed out of my problems. So how is this relatable to SoFi? Well, it's just clearly investing 101. So a lot of people don't understand what algos are and how the market is controlled and how the market moves. I had to explain this to a friend of mine intensively Friday night. A good friend of mine actually watches these YouTube videos, but he very much buys the indexes. He buys stocks like Costco, Walmart, and he also doesn't mind me talking about him. He is very much on the opposite side of what I do. And if you've been following me on this channel for a while, I am doing a public profile challenge, pretty much taking a decent size amount of money. In the last, the last 3 months now, since right before Thanksgiving, I have pretty much bought close to anywhere between 30 to 40 grand of stock with hard cash. I don't use margin. I honestly believe it's bad JoJo. And the reason being is because you kind of really think outside of your head when you do it. But basically, going to be taking this profile here to 6 figs over the next course of 17 months. 17 is actually an incredibly lucky number for me, hence it's on my channel name. It was an 18-month profile challenge, but I actually transferred over some more money here. And basically pretty much on Friday's video, I was talking about how I have shares of SoFi out the wazoo, but pretty much what has happened with algos, I gotta buy some more shares, and that's personally what I'm gonna. So it's kind of ironic because my private profile that I'm actually holding 1,642 shares of SoFi with a $7.41 average. Yeah, I am a raging SoFi bull. I have made all my money in the stock market by buying the fear of beaten down companies with a justifiable buy-in. Just because a company is going down in price, it may not be the best reason to buy in. But when you have a company that's triple beating and their stock price is going down, it's because of external factors and also algos, which I'll get back to here momentarily. I got SoFi shares out the wazoo, but if I were to go ahead and buy 10 more shares of SoFi to add to a massive position, there is no better place right now that I could, like, really put that $250. Because if I were to buy another share of Adobe, okay, that share could double. If I could buy, you know, a share and a half of Palantir, okay. But the growth rates on SoFi, this company is growing exponentially. It's take away the drama with the Fed. And on my previous video, I actually got the Fed nominee a little bit confused because there are multiple governors with the same names, believe it or not. So the one that Donald Trump chose is actually a little hawkish in a way. And there's a lot of people saying, well, why would he do that? The guy doesn't do things out of randomness. He does every single thing that guy does is on purpose. If you may think The Art of War, it is such a great book. Oh, I'm drawing a brain fart right now. Please excuse me. When you are at your strongest, convince people that you are at your weakest. When you are at your weakest, convince people you're at your strongest. He ended up picking a hawkish Fed member. However, you got to remember that there are politics in play. Okay? We really should have gone a rate cut of at least a 25 basis point. Like, if tariffs are going to be a one-time inflation, then why not give us a rate cut? Because look at true inflation. True inflation is actually a lot lower than what the tariff inflation temporarily is giving us. So therefore, the new Fed governor could very well come in and be like, hey, I'm going to go with true inflation here. True inflation is signaling having a rate cut. So that could be one strategy. Another strategy is that it doesn't matter who gets picked for a Fed pick because the economy is friggin' strong. We're in a bull market. It's a fucking bull market. Like, come on. We're in a bull run. Okay? We're not in a recession. The economy is strong. Like, a lot of people keep forgetting that. Now, obviously, if you're on the opposite side of the stick here, And if you're positioned in stocks that are not growing, that's a different story. But we are still in a bull market, okay? This is a bull market. I understand that there are a lot of people out there that do suffer financially every single day. And their life is obviously very much different than mine, different than yours. But you have to understand the market of what is face value. We are in a bull market. The economy, even Powell came out and said, hey, the economy's strong. Okay, the market is just throwing a hissy fit. Now, what I was explaining to my friend who buys indexes in Walmart and Costco, my friend actually bought SoFi on Thursday, and he's not happy. I mean, hey, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just someone that has made very much a lot of money in the stock market since I started in the market during Rona. I got into the stock market in 2020. 2021, I didn't know what I was doing, but I made life-changing money. Well, it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of profits. So did so many other people. The entire market was going up. If I had known what I was doing back then, it could have very well been potentially like 7 figs. My entire life would be very much different. But all I did during 2020 was buy the fear of great companies that were beaten down because of Rona. And then the election, the vaccines were announced, boom, went up sky high. I ended up investing a little over $100,000 in 2020, early 2020, the Rona crash, and I walked away like a friggin' bandit. 2022 was a real test, and I still was profitable. It was 2023 that I got my ass kicked. And the reason I got my bum kicked is because I was dabbling in a lot of penny stocks then, and I was in the wrong type of market. Because right now, growth companies are really where it's at. 2022, honestly, a lot of penny stocks were popping because all the big stocks were going down to Chinatown. 23, it was the opposite. 24, I actually turned profitable again. 2023, I was red on my taxes. 2024, profitable. 2025, better than 2024. And 2026, I can already tell is going to be better than 2025 here. Very much. So the whole thing about it is that why did SoFi go down? It's because of algos. There's nothing wrong with this company. This company just gave us a triple B. 3 Bs across the board. Not 1 B, not 2 B. 3 Bs across the board. Triple beat. Triple beat. Straight up. Beat on EPS. Beat on rev. Beat on guidance. Now, obviously, there are a lot of other SoFi content creators out there. And the thing about them is that they have their own price predictions, their own EPS predictions, and guidance predictions. What's funny is that SoFi beat on all the analysts on Wall Street. A lot of other YouTube content creators, SoFi didn't beat their expectations, but they beat all the Wall Street analysts. That actually says, like, a lot. Okay, when you have Wall Street, like, lagging, but people on YouTube, such as retail, have such a higher expectation of the company. Wall Street has a low expectation of SoFi. Retail has a high expectation of SoFi. What does that mean? That means that retail loves this stock, and retail is going to continue to buy this stock. Now, a friend of mine, like I said, is pissed, and I pretty much had to explain what algos are. The market is driven by AI. All bots do all the buying and selling. The algos on Friday, they gave us a push higher, and then they sold off because of what was going on. The data came out a little hot with the inflation report. I believe it was PPI on Friday. Don't quote me on that. We got a little high on inflation. The Fed nominee was a little hawkish, even though our economy is rock and rolling. Rate cuts would be nice, and I do understand a lot of people would love to get back in the housing market or sell or buy a new home. But on the same time, you got to remember that when the housing market does unfreeze, it could be a little chaotic at first, okay? Yes, obviously we do need interest rate cuts to come down. I believe that. But the stock market is very much bullish. It's fears. Adobe's beaten down because of fears. Meta is holding its gains. So if we go back on a technical analysis basis, and yes, a technical analysis basis, I am a technical analysis day trader. By all means, I know how to day trade. I have day traded before. To be honest, I really, I honestly really don't want to wake up super early to do day trading anymore. And you kind of really have to do that primarily. It's actually a lot less volatile if you day trade relatively super early in the morning. But it is very much on a technical analysis basis here where a lot of investors don't like to talk about, but I'll go ahead and talk about it because I'm looking to stay in SoFi for the next decade unless their game strategy changes. Their game strategy is not changing. It's growing. So unless there's a fundamental change here, there's no reason for me to really exit. But the last time that we touched the 200-day moving average right here, you got the 50-day moving average, which is the blue line, and then you got the red, which is the 100, and 200 is this white line right here. So all the way back to Liberation Day, fear in the market. So if you see, we touched the 200 after not touching the 200 all the way back to October 3rd, 2024, and it was up until March 12th, actually pretty ironic, by my first video on this channel. March 12th, 2025, that is about 6 months later that we touched the 200-day moving average, which it does happen. I mean, it doesn't mean the stock is terrible. It just, shit happens, right? One of my favorite movies is Forrest Gump. Yeah, poop does happen. It happens to all of us. So, we ended up bouncing off the 200, tried again, and boom, baby, all the way down. Great growing companies do not stay below the moving averages forever. Okay, now obviously if we were to look at PayPal, very different case, but then again, PayPal is oversold. It's oversold on a fundamental analysis and also on a technical analysis too. Now, as for SoFi here, we are definitely below the 30 RSI, so we have entered oversold territory. But if you go ahead and look at the 200-day moving average all the way back to March 25, we ended up bouncing eventually to 60%. 60%. To challenge this big resistance at 1835. And then we broke out of it and just trended higher. So what we are experiencing right now is very much, could it be something like this or along the same lines? Anything is really possible here. I mean, for all we know, we could very well break the 200-day moving average. We could very well go back down to this big, because you got to remember, when you break above a very high level of support, actually, when you break above a high level of resistance, when you have resistance and you break above it, it becomes support. So what was resistance is now support. Could we go all the way down to $18? Anything is freaking possible. Is that going to hurt my profile? Oh, yeah. Would I be buying more shares of SoFi at that point? If SoFi went down to $18, there would be a lot of issues in the overall market, okay? A lot of the market would be selling off, and it would be like, what is the market doing? Okay, like, what is going on here? Something would have to happen. But what very well could happen on SoFi is many things. We could very well, but if we look at here, if SoFi goes up 63%, we're at $37. So back in March 25, when we broke out of this downtrend on the 200-day moving average, we gained 60% here. We went from literally like $10 all the way down to $8, and then just boom, all the way back up to 18. Then we just broke out higher. We could very well see in the next several weeks, maybe next couple months here, if SoFi does fall down, maybe we gotta bounce off this support down to 18 bucks. That's going to be pain. Very much pain. And then something along the lines like this over the course of the year. Yeah, it takes a while to recover, but once again, you're investing for the future here. And not to mention, it pretty much will be bullish long term. Now, could we just literally bounce off of here and continue going up on a uptrend? Because the algos pushed us down. The algos, the bots that run the stock market, they pushed us down. Monday, we got to see what happens. Maybe we do bounce. Maybe we start bouncing higher. Then the market realizes what the hell is going on here. You got to remember that. So a lot of this drawdown is really by algo base, aka bots automation. If you are new to investing and you don't know this, that's something you have to learn, because this is not like the old way of investing years ago. Years ago, you would like go to a broker and say, hey, you know, let me buy some of this stock. No, it doesn't work like that, okay? We're not boomers, okay? I'm 37 years old. I'm a millennial. And a lot of you all, because I check my demographics, you all are Zoomers. And I love you all so much. You all are very, very intelligent people. And it's very unfortunate because there are people that do knock down the younger generation. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the younger generation, they understand like what is going on for face value. Face value is that it's bots, automation. Straight up, it's all friggin' automation, okay? YouTube views are based on automation nowadays. It's not like the old days where YouTube videos get shared, you know, we control the YouTube videos going viral. It's all a YouTube algorithm here, just like how it is in the stock market. So, to really sum up this video here about SoFi, I was a little bit wrong to really say in my Friday, my video a couple days ago that I'm pretty much like kind of really good on SoFi shares, because if I were to take money right now and put it into any other like area, I'm not going to be getting the same long-term return as I would on this company. This company is on its path to being a banking and a technology giant. It's going to eventually get a fintech rating, okay? A lot of people are saying Wall Street's going to give it a bank value. That's not friggin' true. Okay, yes, SoFi does have a tremendous amount of money from their lending department. I believe 50%. And their technology platform is going to be producing more and more returns in the future. Not to mention, find me a friggin' bank that is a all-in-one shop. Okay? It is the most popular bank among the newest generation. Well, guess what? The boomer generation is dying off. I say that respectfully. Where do you think this newer generation and then Gen Alpha is going to put their friggin' money? They're going to find a fun bank. Gen Z doesn't want to write checks. I actually personally hate writing checks. I can't stand it. Okay? It drives me friggin' bananas. Just give me your bank information. I'll send you money. You know, like I'll do it by Venmo or whatever. I can't stand writing checks. It sucks. I gotta send the fake people of the IRS a check every year to pay my taxes. But like it's true. Checks are going to be a thing of the past. Okay, SoFi is a disruptor, and the algos are ran by the big conglomerates out there that are SoFi's competitors. You got to remember that too. So in the back of my mind, I'm actually kind of really glad that I'm using Webull as my account challenge. I'm probably, as soon as the market opens up at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I can actually trade overnight on Webull. I'm pretty sure that Robinhood's going to be doing that too. So glad I'm a Robinhood shareholder as well too. My private profile is on Robinhood, And Robinhood is probably going to go back with 24-hour trading. I believe they used to do it, but I got to pick up some more shares of SoFi. That's what I'm doing. Do your due diligence. I had to talk to a friend of mine and literally say, bro, you are a fundamental investor. My friend buys into Walmart, Costco on a fundamental basis. Why did you buy into SoFi? Because you looked at the fundamental value. And you're getting scared because you bought into SoFi. Actually, to buy into SoFi before their earnings at 24 something, that's actually not that bad. Okay, it's not like you bought into SoFi at all-time highs and stuff. But still, the point of the value is that if I were to take some money right now, the biggest return that I could potentially see for the future would be SoFi. It's actually a little bit unreal. So I'm going to do some shopping here for myself, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated. As always, if you want to see more of me, subscribe. That's completely free. All my links are down below in the description of this video. My social media, my Patreon, Discord access, stuff like that. Definitely check that stuff out if you do have any interest. Otherwise, watching my videos completely free. Please understand that. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a brand new video. And let's see what happens here, okay? But SoFi shareholders, remember why you bought into this company. Because it is a beast!